This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, and the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha, Kodash, and double honor to my teachers, the head apostles, and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, who I learned this truth from. And peace and salutations to the elect that scattered across the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing this truth in sincerity and meekness without wavering, as well as risking their life for freedom to do so. This is your brother Aishiyar from the GMS Cleveland Church, and I'm back with another lesson. And Lord willing, it is edifying to one of the Lord's elect. And this lesson today is going to be pretty much in the news, okay, checking on the state of the people, particularly the economic part of the downfall of the United States of America, which is known as Babylon the Great. We're going to go through some statistics being brought out in the article from Zero Hedge that speaks on what people are doing to stay afloat in today's society, man. And as you know, the cost of living continues to rise, taxes increasing, the dollar, taxes ain't even increasing, okay? The apostles mentioned, nothing's increasing. Okay, it's just the purchasing power of the dollar is getting weaker, you see? And people, okay, when the dollar becomes weaker, people have to what? In order to keep afloat, they have to come up with more money, right? And people are doing strange things, abnormal things to stay afloat. Women make OnlyFans, women selling themselves, people digging into their 401ks, they retirement, whatever it may be, their savings account, okay, taking out loans on their houses so they can have some money. You see, this is what people are doing in today's society, right? And the keepers of the house that's mentioned in Ecclesiastes 12:3 is talking about these economists, man. All right, and we're going to read this article, all right, from Zero Hedge. It says Americans are plundering their 401k savings in record numbers, man. All right, and this was released today, March 5th, 2026. Okay, the year of, what did the Apostle Torah say? Apostasy, sellouts, and agents, and also Jacob's trouble. Okay, and this is part of Jacob's trouble, man. Finances, man. Okay, cost, jobs, no jobs. Okay, when the grinding so cease, that means unemployment records are numbers are rising. The job market is getting tight. Okay, and this is all the plan of the wicked elite banking family. Okay, they want to bring in a UBI, which stands for Universal Basic Income. Okay, to make up for for the to keep the economy floating, if you might say, to keep it functioning. All right, they're gonna bring it, and they're gonna bring it to you in the form of an MOTB, which is the subdermal implantable device. Okay, that goes right under your skin. Okay, your right hand, your left hand, or in your forehead. That's prophesied in the book of Revelation, 13th chapter. Okay, starting at the 15, 16, 17, 18th verse, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so this is all their plan. All right, but it says more Americans are tapping their retirement savings to deal with financial emergencies, according to the Wall Street Journal. Last year, a record 6% of workers in 401k plans administered by Vanguard took hardship withdrawals, up from 4.8% in 2024 and about 2% before the pandemic. The figures point to a mixed financial picture. Many Americans are doing well, but a growing share are under pressure, man. Right, and that's speaking of these heathens, man. Specifically, the so-called white race, the Edomites. Okay, you're the ones that's catching hell right now. Okay, the Lord is putting these curses upon our enemies. Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, man. Okay, Jake is already fucked up. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Seminole Native American Indians, you already fucked up, man. Okay, now it's Esau's turn to feel the pain, man, the suffering. Okay, not having no emergency funds when shit go bad. Okay, always having to spend money before you fucking get it. Now he's going through that, man. Okay. So at the same time, retirement balances have climbed alongside strong markets, and more workers are participating in 401k plans. As a result, those accounts are increasingly becoming a financial backstop when unexpected expenses arise. Hardship withdrawals have now increased for 6 straight years, right, since 2020. Okay, you know what happened in 2020, all right? Part of the rise dates back to a 2018 change that made it easier to access retirement funds by removing the requirement that workers take a 401k loan before requesting a hardship distribution. Vanguard administers plans for nearly 5 million participants. Okay, so 5 million people, all right, participants. Okay. It says the most common reasons for withdrawals last year were avoiding foreclosure or eviction and covering medical costs. The median amount taken out was $1,900. All right, which, you know, doesn't seem like much, but the fact that people are digging into it, it is much. Okay, because Esau tells you have to work 30 years, or you have to work up to 57 or whatever the age of retirement is now. Okay, in order for you to get that money, which is stupid. Ain't gonna be no fucking retirement plans in the kingdom, man. Okay, ain't gonna be no social security, no pension. Okay, no 401k. Ain't gonna be none of that shit, man. All right, that's just a way to strip you from your money and keep you in this position of lowliness, man. That's what that is. That's called defrauding. All right, let's grab that. All right, that's in the law. This is what Esau does. He defrauds. Okay, the book of Leviticus 19 and 13. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. And this is the law that was given to the Israelites through Moses. Okay, so this is really pertaining how to keep the law, how to deal with your brother, your neighbor. Okay, not talking about no fucking heathen. Okay, but Esau claims to be the people, but yet he doesn't do these things. Okay, he does the complete opposite. He makes you wait 2 weeks, and on top of that, he's taking out all type of shit from your motherfucking account, your check, right? And you know you can't even save up for no emergency funds, man. So this man is keeping you. He's robbing you. He's defrauding you, man. Okay, when you go into this word defraud, right? The word defraud in the Hebrew, Strong's H6231. I want to say it's quashak, if I'm not mistaken, quashak. All right. It says to press upon, oppress, violate, defraud, do violence, get deceitfully, wrong, extort. Right? Esau is the biggest extortioner on the planet Earth, man. Okay, the biggest extortioner, man. Hey, he'll tell you, you put all your money in the bank, right? Let's say you put 50,000, okay, in the bank. They're only able to give you 10%, if I'm not mistaken, of what you have put in there, man. It's called fractional reserve banking. They don't have all your money there, all right? Because the rest of the money is just digits on the screen, man. You see, this man is the defrauder of nations, man. Okay, and people, these nations are finding out that this man is a fraud, man. He's a con artist, man. That's why the scriptures call Cain what? A fugitive and a vagabond, man. Esau commits crimes, okay, and he tries to hide himself, man. But the Lord got the scope on you to the point where you can't hide, man. All the nations know that you're the devil that the Bible speaks of. It says financial strain is also showing up in other ways. More Americans are falling behind on some types of debt, including mortgages, while credit counseling groups report that the average income of people seeking help hasn't increased. Even so, unemployment remains relatively low and consumer spending has stayed resilient. Policy changes have also expanded the situations where hardship withdrawals are allowed. A 2022 law gave employers the option to permit withdrawals for victims of domestic abuse and people impacted by federally declared disasters. Okay, so he's telling you how you can get your money, man. This is off. Okay. It also allows workers to withdraw up to $1,000 penalty free for an emergency once every 3 years, with the option to access funds again sooner if the money is repaid. So in order to access your money, you got to pay back what you took out. You see how mad, how crazy that sounds, man? Okay, that's madness, man. All right. It says another driver is the spread of automatic enrollment. It says, as more employers automatically place workers into retirement plans unless they opt out, more people now have savings available to draw from during emergencies. The journal writes that among about 1,300 employer plans, Vanguard administers 61% automatically enrolled new hires in 2025, up from 34% in 2013. Workers who take hardship withdrawals from traditional accounts typically owe income tax and may face a 10% penalty if they are under 59 and a half, man. So this is fucking crazy, man. Let me read this again. Workers, and I'm because Satan might fuck with my phone, so let me turn it off. It says workers who take hardship withdrawals from traditional accounts typically owe income tax. So when you take out your money, you got to pay an income tax on it, and you may face a 10% penalty if you're under the age of 59 and a half, man. So you're going to get double charged for taking out your money that you worked for, that you put in that account, man, to save for when you turn 59 and a half, man. That's madness, man. That is robbery, man. Okay? That's why the scriptures call him a thief and a robber in the book of John, the 10th chapter, man. All right? And if you see nothing wrong with this, man, you are the problem, man. Okay? There's no way in hell a civilization can run off a system like this, man, off of fraud and robbery, man. This is why Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to come back and remove this kingdom from rulership, man. All right? And set up how a kingdom is truly supposed to be ran by Yahweh, who's going to be ruling. Okay, who's going to be ruling with him? The Israelites, starting with the elect. Okay, King David, the 12. Okay, then the rest of the elect. Okay, the 1/3 also is going to be with us during that first 1,000 years. Okay, and during those first 1,000 years, we're going to be reproducing so much that we're going to fill up the planet Earth again, man. Okay, now is the planet Earth going to be filled up after 1,000 years? I don't know, but it's going to be a lot of baby making. Okay, and what we're going to do is going to set up a system, okay, pertaining to the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, defrauding your neighbor is against the law, man. Okay, Esau likes to say, "Oh man, you can't do this. That's against the law." The law, that ain't Esau's laws. Ain't the laws, man. Okay, they ain't the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Okay, Yahweh Shem Yahushua laws are everlasting, man. Okay, his law, statutes, and commandments are everlasting, man. Okay, it says despite the rise in withdrawals, overall retirement savings remain strong. The average 401k balance rose 13% in 2025 to a record $167,970. Participation is also growing. A record 45% of workers increased their savings rate in 2025, matching the share that did so the year before, largely through automatic escalation programs. People are saving more, remaining invested, and being automatically rebalanced in a professional way. said David Stennett, head of strategic retirement consultant at Vanguard, man. And that's it. Okay, people are digging into their retirements, man. And the Lord had me also point out this man's system, man. It's completely fraud, man. Okay, the fact that if you fall into an emergency situation, okay, you have so many regulations and stipulations and repercussions and consequences for taking out your money in order for you to maintain your livelihood is off, man. And we pray that Yahweh Shem Yahushua comes back and removes this oppressive system from off the planet, man. Okay? So I'm going to close out. Lord willing, this is edifying to one of the Lord's elect. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. And double honor to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and salutations to the elect. Kwan Yashar al Shalawam, Wa Abba Babal.